Going on, everybody? What's up with y'all? What's up? Yep, we're on the road. Let me do that again. Let me give that intro again. Thanks for being with me tonight. We're gonna be talking about one of the videos Miss Chardé posted recently, where she spoke of, or she played, and hopefully, if you guys haven't seen it, it is in my description box, where she played a young lady who apparently was in an interracial relationship, and kind of the tribulation she's been going through with this white man that she was in a relationship with. From my understanding, they were not married, but yeah, um, weird looking white dude. Okay, yeah, whatever. The young lady wasn't absolutely hideous, but yeah, she wasn't my style. But that's neither here nor there. Let's assume that she was telling the 100% truth, and she was not lying by omission, or she wasn't saying anything, that's not true, right? Okay. She woke up pretty much on the wrong side of the bed. She woke up annoyed or angry or whatever. They got into arguments. He ended up physically assaulting her, and yeah, and he ended up leaving and taking the baby with him. His father ended up calling her all type of N-words. Um, and now she's pretty much left with nothing. Now, that's according to the young lady. And we're assuming, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, check the link in my description box. It's Shay Chardé, shout out to Shay, covering a I don't know if the young lady's a swirler or divester. I think that's a very conscious move, but she was in an interracial relationship with a white man, and he flexed his whiteness. And that is what we're going to be speaking about today. Now, I want to address all these swirlers and divesters and, their thought process. Let's get into it. According to you, black men haven't built anything. Black men are shiftless. Black men are lazy. Black men are not white men or Latino men or Asian men who take care of their families. Black men are the worst of the worst. They're the worst thing to ever crawl out the slime, right? Black men are the reason for slavery. Black men are the reason for Jim Crow. Black men didn't ever fight. Black men are just the absolute worst thing ever. And you're going to leave black men for non-black men, primarily white men, right? You want to be part of the white patriarchal system. You covet the position of upper middle class and rich white women because, once again, black men haven't built this one-to-one class structure that white society has. Now, we're going to assume that everything you say is right. We're not going to challenge anything you say. White people have legacy wealth. White men have legacy wealth that their ancestors raped and pillaged, and conquered and destroyed the planet for, including black people. And they have passed down all of that wealth to their descendants. Never mind that the average inheritance in America is only $50,000. Okay. Most relationships end in a breakup. We're not just talking about marriage. We're talking about dating, situationships, all of that. Most of them end in a breakup, right? You're not with the same person you were play dating in middle school, right? You're not with the same person you would play dating in high school or really dating in high school. Most of us are not with whoever we used to date straight out of college. Most relationships end in a breakup. And much of those breakups are bad breakups. Now, if most relationships ends in breakups, and a significant portion of those breakups are bad breakups, and you live in an anti-black society and a white supremacist society, and according to this young lady, this guy's father called her all type of N-words. When they were in court, this white man did not say anything or challenge his father for calling her all type of N-words, and for apparently trying to sexually assault her, according to her, right? This is according to the young lady. Now, As I was saying before, most relationships end in breakups. And if most relationships end in breakups, and those breakups oftentimes are bad breakups, when you are on the wrong side of a power dynamic and an anti-black system as a black woman in a relationship, interracial relationship with a white man, how do you think that's going to go? Right? How do you think that is going to go? And excuse my background, once again, I am driving right now. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the super chat, right? So, in other words, black men are being insulted for not being captains of industry, not being entrepreneurial, for not. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, this car just literally reversed in front of me, and I was doing like 45 miles an hour. Oh yeah, y'all was about to hear some real boom bap. Wow, yeah. Oh, I'm not even gonna tell you the gender of who was driving. Just guess. Just guess. Oh yeah, yeah. Just looking like a deer in the headlights, and then realized what they were doing, and then drove forward. No sorry, no oops, my bad, no anything. It's okay, we're back. We're back. Now, you find yourself on the wrong side of a power dynamic. It is black women who have been chastising black men for not being captains of industry, for not being entrepreneurs, for not being rich enough, for not being wealthy enough, for not having been the ones to go around the planet raping, pillaging, conquering, destroying, just so that 20% of black women could be essentially what 20% of white women are now in America and in the larger world. So black women, many of you, the swirlers and divesters namely, you leave black men and you leave the black community because black men are not these captains of industry, right? They're not these guys. Cool. They don't have legacy wealth. They're just the worst ever, right? Cool. All right. But then when you're in the relationship with these white men who you say have all of this wealth and have legacy wealth, and a lot of that is through nepotism, what do you think happens when that person's father, uncle, brother, mom, aunt, sister says something racist to you, does something racist to you? According to your own words, those people have legacy wealth, right? They practice real nepotism. So how often is that white guy, Latino guy, Asian guy going to challenge that family for you, especially when y'all are not married? Right? Also, you got to see the difference between the gynocracy, the matriarchy, and at very best, the egalitarian relationship we have in the black community, and what not even white people's strongest patriarchy looks like. You got to see the difference. You woke up on the wrong side of the bed, y'all got into an argument, and then he flexed his whiteness on you, and he's still doing it. You get to see, like I said in the title, the power of power. And he's not even a rich man. He's not even a rich man, right? You got to see the power of power for someone who's not even rich. Once again, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, right? Isn't that the whole reason that black women are insulting black men all over the internet, all over social media? And I'm not even just speaking about your swirlers and divesters. Black women are all over the place saying, I'm just going to go get me a white man. Well, this is what it is, especially if it's the white man that y'all keep on bragging about. We're not talking about trailer park white dudes who still, by the way, still have pretty much more power than you do, right? You're speaking about upwardly mobile white guys, right? upper middle class to rich white guys, maybe at worst solidly middle class white guys. Well, if you're a black woman, once again, in an anti-black world, and you're with these white dudes that you compare black men to every day and then deem black men lacking, when he gets into a situation with you, what do you think? How do you think that's going to go? How do you think that's going to go? What do you think the outcome of that is going to be? Right? You are the ones who are chastising black men for not being white men, for not having this power, for not being educated enough, for not protecting enough, definitely for not providing enough. Well, this is what it looks like when you piss those guys off. And as she admitted, essentially she started it. See, a black man for the most part would have to eat that. He would have left you for a little while, go chill, go walk, go take a breather off. The white man, the ones that you claim that you want, doesn't have to do any of that. You forgot you want the powerful white man, right? The influential white man, the one that you throw in black men's faces. Well, that he doesn't have to take a breather off, right? He doesn't have to deal with you in your moods, in your mood swings. He doesn't have to deal with you waking up on the wrong side of the bed and deciding to take your anger or whatever frustrations you have about life out on him. This is the other side of the game that a lot of your content creators, your female content creators, all over YouTube and Instagram and TikTok are not telling you, right? It's not always going to be honky-dory in those interracial relationships. You are going to have conflict. And the power dynamic in America dictates that those white people will flex their whiteness on you. And you will be on the losing side of a power dynamic. Right? The same white patriarchy that you're running to because black men haven't built anything will show you its ugly side. And this is assuming this young lady wasn't even trying to be on some swirler divester stuff. She just ended up in a relationship with a white man. We're assuming that she's not even a swirler divester. We're assuming that she has the most vile thing about. She just happens to be on the wrong side of a power dynamic. And we're assuming that what she told us is the up and up and the truth, and she's not, lying by omission or just straight up lying. Once again, excuse my background, I am on the expressway, right? This is assuming that she's telling the truth, right? This is what it is, ladies. I would like to remind y'all, and I don't remember if it was in America or Canada, the Indian professor, or at least the South Asian professor that had his daughter-in-law killed. All of his children apparently were college grads. His one youngest son, if I remember the story correctly, anybody could correct me if I'm wrong, but his youngest son fell in love with some black woman, had a kid out of wedlock or whatever. I think he eventually did marry the black woman, and one of the other children was supposed to be getting married, and obviously he was going to show up with his wife and his newborn. And instead of dealing with that embarrassment, so the Indian professor felt, he had her killed. And the son was in the courtroom and never defended her honor in front of his father. Refused to take the stand against his father. And your black wife is in a casket because your dad put a hit out on her, excuse me. Do y'all remember Dog the Bounty Hunter story? I mean, we could go on and on and on about even white guys that aren't necessarily racist dating black women and their family throwing a fit and forcing those white dudes to break up with her. Remember, ladies, that money that you claim is over there, those parents use that as a whip. right? Those parents use that as a whip. That same patriarchy, that same legacy wealth that you keep on claiming, what do you think? It's as if you're not doing the math. And we find this all over the black community, primarily among black women. Just not doing the math. And unfortunately for this young lady, she found herself on the wrong side of a power dynamic, and she was, what, practically homeless because of it? Once again, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, right? And that's unfortunate. And we're still being graceful with her because we don't even know if she was really on some swirler divester stuff or just found some old white dude that was interested in her and she was like, hey, okay. Or middle-aged white dude that was interested in her and we're like, hey, okay. Right? This is what it looks like. Of course he's not going to challenge his father in the courtroom, even if his father sexually assaulted you. That's the same power dynamic that you leave black men for. You forgot? That's the same legacy and power that you leave black men for. You forgot? That's the same power dynamic that you brag about being part of when you leave the black community and insult black men for not being builders. Remember? What do y'all think? What did y'all think? If the same women that are claiming that this society is still a patriarchy and will admit that this society is white supremacist, so you're dealing with the king of the patriarchs and you're dealing with the white man in an anti-black white supremacist society that you claim is still a patriarchy, and you don't understand what you signing up for when the things potentially go left. We're seeing this over and over again. Do not need I remind y'all? And remember what happened with Toby the brother, and that was a white woman. That was a white woman. It took how many months before they finally arrested her? Need I remind y'all of the young lady I was trying to mention the other day, Asia Maynard? Need I remind y'all of Lauren Smithfield? Need I remind y'all of the Shea Butter sister that apparently committed suicide after the white Italian dude she was with? And her sister saying he drove her to it and then he tried to run off with the business? Come on, ladies. See, your favorite content creators, they don't really want to talk to y'all about this. It's as if people don't really want to pay attention. There is no high road. Relationships are not easy. You're literally trying to bring together two different personalities, two different worldviews, and then now you add two different races into it, two different upbringings. Do you even know what you're signing up for? Or is this magical, mythical white man thing just a one-liner to throw in black men's faces? And then when you end up in the situation, now you don't know what to do when it go left. What did you think? And once again, from what we know, this is not one of those, foaming at the mouth, swirler, divesters, abort black babies type sister, right? You literally leave the black community and insult black men for not being this. Well, this is what this looks like when it goes left, right? And that's unfortunate. Once again, like I said, we don't know if the young lady is, shout out to Joe's. Thank you, Joe's. Right? We don't know. But this is unfortunate, right? This is unfortunate. And we're going to see more of this. We're going to see more of this with more swirlers and divestors engaging in these relationships and marrying middle-aged white men. You're 27 years old, 28 years old, marrying a 42, 43-year-old white dude because you're also age gap dating, right? Because the average white dude that's your same age, he pretty much probably doesn't have anything either. So you're extreme age gap dating. And so you're dating a white man that has a 15-year head start, a 12-year head start on you on age. He's accumulated a couple of things, may have his life together, may be stable. And then you think you're going to do what? How do you think you're going to flex any type of power on that white dude? Any type of influence? Maybe you can influence, you know what? I'll give you that. Maybe you can influence him a little bit on different things. But flexing power, you wake up on the wrong side of the bed and y'all start getting an argument and you think that's going to go in which way? How do you think that's going to go? That lets Mr. Z know y'all really don't know what y'all are speaking about. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all don't know. This is just some escape hatch out of Blackistan for you. I'm going to just go find me a white man. I'm going to just go date out. Not really knowing what you signing up for, really. And that's if it even works for you. And once again, this is assuming this young lady is not a divester. Wow. Ladies, what do you think? He's older than you by a significant margin. He's solidly middle or upper middle class. He has legacy wealth. It may not be crazy hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, but he's getting handed down a home, maybe $100,000, 75, $1,000, maybe 150 when his people pass. Why would that person allow you to berate them? Right? Why? Why would a guy like that allow you to wake up on the wrong side of the bed and just go off on him? Do you not understand the power of power? Clearly not. And as the young lady was saying, essentially she was saying you got to be careful with these white dudes because you can have a bad day. You can't be wrong a little bit. But you're literally dealing with the consequences of going over there in the first place. Maybe not for her in particular, but for the people that celebrate this swirler, divester, and then age gap dating on top of that. You're literally dealing with the other side of the coin. See, you're only thinking about the positives when you decide to swirl and divest. But then the other side of the coin is if when the things go bad, he don't got to deal with none of your stuff. He doesn't have to be humble. He doesn't have to pretend to understand. Right? It's it's sad, but it's fascinating. Right? And she put it on public record. She put it on the internet. She put it for the whole world to see. This is what it is. The power of power. The power of power. You're seeing the difference between dating your normal black dude because they were raised by a single mom and because much of these homes are single female led, having somewhat of an understanding, somewhat of empathy for black women and and how they speak, and it's her time of the month, and you know what, she just having a bad day, I'm gonna go chill with the boys, I'll be back when she calm down, I'm gonna go walk, I'm gonna go drive real quick, right? That type of power dynamic with black men and this power dynamic with the white dude, right? That's unfortunate you had to find out this way. It's unfortunate. And even with your video, and even with a lot of black women that might have watched it, they're still going to continue on with this whimsical talk about dating and marrying out. Once again, that's if they can even get married. As I said in the beginning, let's run through it again. Most relationships end, right? This is before we get to marriage. Most relationships end. Most women initiate the breakup. A significant margin of those relationships end badly, right? It's not an amicable breakup. And if the power dynamic in America is white over black, and you are a black woman in an anti-black society dating a white middle-aged man who got you by at least a decade or so, what do you think is going to be the situation when y'all break up? Or when you have a bad day and you go off on him for no reason? He can't eat that. I'm not saying that he has to be an asshole and not give you that space to be human and have a bad day and blow up for no reason. We've all done it. What I'm saying is he doesn't have to eat it though. Especially, let's say he's paying for that house, he's paying for that apartment, he's paying for your car, he's paying all the bills, all the things you say that black men don't do. He's doing all of it. Guess what? You don't get to have a bad day then. Not if he doesn't want it. Not if he doesn't make any space for it. That's the power of power. See, when we speak about hegemonic masculinity, that's what we're talking about. Not this little play BS toxic masculinity that a bunch of y'all are talking about just because you got your little feel insert because the dude you like light-skinned black women. Nah. Not this little play toxic masculinity that y'all talking about because the dude you like dated a Latina or dates black white women, excuse me. Right? No. We're talking about solidly middle class white dudes, upper middle class white dudes, rich white dudes who do not have to pretend like they care about what you're talking about. The same white men that you use to chastise black men with don't have to consider none of your feelings. You're essentially dating Donald Trump. Does Donald Trump look like he cares what Melania Trump has to say? On that inauguration, did you not see the women were following behind the men? It ain't Bill Clinton, it ain't Barack Obama pretending like they care what women say. Nope. Those are the type of men you keep on throwing in black men's faces. Well, now you see what it looked like when those black men say, you know what, I'm not pretending today. I'm not considering your feelings today. I'm not considering that you're a woman. It might be that time of the month. You might just be having a bad day. Nah. I'm taking it there today. Now you see what that looked like. Once again, yes, you claim that he got physical with you. You claim his father sexually assaulted you. But let's be honest, they didn't have to do none of that. The power of power, ladies. The same power you chastise black men for not having. This is what it looks like. Up close and personal. And you have a kid from this guy. And the court system seems to be on his side so far, right? So you married a white middle-aged man in a white supremacist anti-black society, and you thought this was going to go in your favor because why? Right? Once again, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. What did you think? Ladies, am I missing something? What am I missing? Give me a second, y'all. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Give me a second. Yeah, what's up? I looked down and I saw Spain Man. No, Spain Man, not food. Not food. But yeah, man, like this is the look. This is not about chastising this individual young lady because we don't know her. We don't know her full story. You know, we don't know what's going on. But this is about speaking about this in a larger way and asking, well, do you know what you're signing up for when you sign up for it? And now your mixed child is considered black with this racist father and grandfather. You have this horrible story. You damn near just got kicked off of Mount Olympus. So now what? Now is a black man supposed to save you or your kid? Now what happens now? Where do you go from here? Right? You just got kicked off of Mount Olympus. Now what? Shout out to Artisan MC. He should have never gave me that line. Right? You just got kicked off of Mount Olympus. Now what? The white dude just showed you the power, the power of whiteness in this society. Unfortunately for you, once again, you had to find out the hard way. For those of you that don't know, I'm speaking about a video that Chardé posted on her channel. The link is in the description. The actual video of the young lady speaking is about 1.5 minutes long if you want to go and come back. Right? Maybe 2 minutes long. Right? And essentially, the young lady was in a relationship with this white guy. She woke up on the wrong side of the bed. She started snapping. They started arguing. And he flexed his whiteness on her. Apparently, he physically assaulted her. Called his father. His father called her on top of N-words. They took the baby. And they left. Apparently, the father also sexually assaulted her. Right? I mean, what'd you think? What did you think, young lady? These are the white, especially this guy is older than you by how many years? The power of power, people. As more and more of us enter interracial relationships with non-black people who are socially, economically, maybe both, or just even psychologically higher than us, you're going to see more of this, right? You're going to see more of this because half the reason why you're leaving is because of this, right? Especially for black women. Half the reason why you're saying you're going to date out is because these white guys have this money and they have this status and they built this and they built that and they're this and they're that. Well, when you're on the wrong side of that, this is what it looks like. Right? And I want to read this comment. I'm going to give me a second. I got to glance back down because I think I saw something about a doctor living in a trailer park with a white dude and his son. Whoa. Let me see if I can find that comment. Once again, shout out again to Joe's for the $10 super sticker. Let me see if I could find that comment. Give me a second. Wait a minute. What's her name? Debbie Thomas never dated black men. She always dated white women. D1. Okay, her name is Debbie Thomas. So what's the story? Let me see if I could find one. I'm looking. I can't find. I think somebody has said it. Okay, I think I lost it. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Okay, K-Dot. K-Dot said, yo, Mr. Z, that chick is a follower of Divested Zealot. She's a Dominican. She's been in this YouTube space on O'Shea's comments and Dr. Umar comments bashing black men. I'm familiar with this chick. Wow. Okay, well, and there you go. I don't even need to pull out the lightsaber. I think I said what I needed to say, but it just got a whole lot worse because, well, now lady, you got what you asked for. You right? What did let me read Ray R.J. Williams Jr. Not one black man should step up and save these kinds of black women. They're strong and independent. Remember, she can save herself. Excuse me, she can save herself. Yeah, let her be. Let her be. She clearly, right? So if she was a subscriber of Divested Zealot, right? Fine, go. Now look, and this is not the first one we've seen like this, who are subscribers of these Divester channels or Level Up channels or Swirler channels, and then you end up like this, right? Kareen said, ice skater, she been divested since 85. Right? Shout out to you, Kareen. Thank you, Kareen. And y'all be making the Kareens and the Toyas look bad. Not calling y'all divestors or swirlers. I'm just saying black women look bad. Y'all be desperate as hell for these dudes, and then look at this. Debbie Thomas. Okay, I'm gonna look her up for you guys because I didn't know anything about this story. I think when I glanced down earlier, I was seeing that of course, and that's my mom. Shout out to mom. Right? My bad, you guys. That was my mom. Shout out to mom. Right? Mom, I gotta call you back in a little bit. I'm on a live right now.